Good morning, traders. So let's move on with the Dow. Before we get cracking, if you like what you see, give us a thumbs up, or if you don't like it, give us a thumbs down. Leave us a comment. It really does help me grow the channel, and that's my primary goal, is to reach as many people as possible and help them create their own residual income. So every little bit helps. So give us a thumbs up, subscribe, like, share, all really appreciated. So the Dow line in the sand, which I've left from yesterday, which is this red line, was tagged again yesterday, and we bounced off it as I expected and moved to the upside. So this has been a very, very tough week. So you can see this is forming into a range bar, and this is typical of indecision. So nobody really knows what's going on. And every time Trump opens his mouth, then something else goes wrong. So I think right now geopolitical, what do you call them? Because it's not real issues or problems. It's just politicians with big egos that's driving the market right now. So that's kind of the theme, and I think that's probably going to be the theme for next week as well. So I wanted to say something swinging competition, because that's basically what it is. But it is YouTube, so I'll keep it tidy. And let's just get down to the daily. Okay, so remember yesterday we had these three levels. So these tails to the downside basically are all levels, and I've put those levels in. And you can see how we bounced off that yesterday with yet another pin bar. So we've got 2 days where we've tested this level with 2 pin bars, and what we're looking for now is a break above the pin bars, so we can get some momentum to the upside. I mean, this yet another week of just nowhere. We're going absolutely nowhere, and it doesn't really help the cause, because we're not going up, we're not going down, we're just staying static. Okay, so again, you can see how we tested this level and we bounced to the upside. And one thing to notice, and I keep saying it in all my videos, is if we do tag one level and there is another level very close by, so in other words, I'm going to just delete that line. So these were the 2 levels. So you can see there's tails, and this tail tagged it. But we had this little tail to the downside here, this little one here, which is open. So it's always an indication that there's a high probability that price will come back to come and tag this level. And it could even come back and tag this level, because it fell short of that as well. So you always got to keep that in mind. If you see other levels pretty close to the level that you've got in, bear in mind that there is a probability it can come back, which is exactly what happened yesterday. We came back to tag this level. Okay, so I'm still sitting long, and let's just get to the 4 hour. What we have forming right now is a double bottom. Okay, so we're forming a double bottom. It could be a head and shoulders. So here is the left shoulder, here is the head, and here is the right shoulder. Okay, although we have broken above, albeit briefly, above the right shoulder. So as far as I'm concerned, we're still very much in a bull trend. So I'll take this pattern with a large chunk of salt at this stage. It's going to have to break below this level convincingly for me to be convinced that it's actually a reversal pattern. To me, this is still a consolidation pattern, and it's a range. Okay. And in actual fact, on the S&P, you'll see we don't have a spike out the range. We slap bang in the range heading sideways. What we have done is we've broken back above the awesome oscillator, sorry, the alligator, and the awesome oscillator is giving us a double bottom here. Okay, and we've got diversions, whereas price technically made a new low. So MACD moving to the upside, and the awesome oscillator double bottom. The only concerning factor is that we're in the middle of the Bollinger again, which just an indication of going nowhere. So previous week we were in the middle here all week, pretty much, and right now we're back in the middle. So there's absolutely no direction. So for me, I'm still sitting long. I was sitting long at this level. Okay, we did get some of the scalp into the downside, but right now this is sitting long. And let's go down to the hour. Okay, so let's just get some of these hour levels in as well. So there, so first and foremost, this was a double top, okay? So as soon as you broke below this level here, you can see you had a retest. Let's get down to something half decent. Or even there, it was a 1 bar retest. So you can see how we broke below this and then immediately turned around and came back to test the break on the 1 bar before moving to downside. And downside targets was kind of met, overshot a little before immediately turning to the upside. Okay, now the vigor that this moved off this level, you can see immediately we got an engulfing candle off this level. So that just tells you that the buyers are very strong sitting here. So they are waiting at this level and they are buying this thing up. Okay, you can see every time we get here, it moves off, except for last week where it was hovering. But this week, both times it's hit this level, it's immediately turned and run the other way. Okay, bears keep trying to push it down and it keeps going up. So right now we have a break of this fractal. So this is a fractal. So what do I mean? We've got a high. Okay, so we've got a high there, and then I've got 2 lower highs to the left, and I've got 2 lower highs to the right. Okay, so that's kind of what we have in play at the moment. We've got a fractal break, and normally when we have a fractal break, we have more upside to come. More importantly, on the Alligator, you can see we've broken up, and we're now kind of forming a flag of sorts after hours. So I would expect us to come back, and there's 2 things that I'll be watching for here. So the first one is the Alligator. We pull back to the Alligator and we start getting bearish action, then it'll be a move back to the upside. Okay, and the fact that we've broken this high here and we've broken this previous high here, so we've printed a new high. So a pullback, and there's a couple of areas to pull back to, but I would first assume this tail there, then I would assume that tail there, and lastly I would assume that. So this tail, and this tail. Those are the 3 levels that I would expect to pull back to, and you can see how it lines up inside the Alligator here. So I'm still looking for a long. So let's double check. We have broken through there. So this could be seen as top of range, but the fact that we broke through here tells me that there's more upside to come. Okay, upside targets at this stage, and I'm just going to do a pretty big so it's kind of something like that. So all these tails on the inside here are the targets. Okay, this one, so you can see how the top of this tail has already started tagging these tails. So we've basically tagged that inside tail there. So this tail's been done. So obviously the next 2 tails will be a target. That tail will be a target. This will be a target. That will be a target. This tail over here will be a target. So there's quite a few targets here. And then we'll break up to these tails over here. Okay. Well, that's kind of the first level I'm looking for. But what you also need to bear in mind is you have a breakout here. It's not really confirmed yet because I prefer an hour close above this level. But when we do get that, then you've got a much bigger range to play with. And I'm just going to round it off to there. And we'll copy and do that. Okay, so let's just put a level on there. Okay, so this breakout will go into this range, and we expect it to get to that level there. And if we look to the right, just to see, I don't see anything. Let's get some more data in here. There we go. And look at that. Believe in coincidences? I don't. So there you can see is a swing high and a swing low. So that's definitely a big level, and that is where the range break would take us to. Okay, and in between that, see this pin bar? This pin bar will get challenged. So there you go. So you can see how this high here, it failed to challenge this pin, sorry, at top of the range. Pin bar is over here. Okay, which is pretty much right bang in the first level that I'm looking for, which is on this line. Okay, so I'm sitting long, still sitting long, and waiting for a little bit of a pullback, and I'll probably add to a position, and we'll be taking some profit at this level. If we do break through this, then we'll be aiming for the top here. Okay, but what I suspect that'll happen is that we will head up to something up here, and being a Friday, it will just taper off into the close. And then Monday will be another attack to get to the top here. Now that's kind of my play for today. Hope it helps, and I'll catch you later.